Hey, welcome back. So this video is from a group ride with about 8 other riders. I thought this video would just be a good opportunity to kind of provide some insight on my thought processes when riding on new roads. Like all rides, there's always different things on your mind or just general factors when you are out riding. And in this case, the one thing that I really couldn't get out of my mind was the fact that my front tire was extremely coned. It was to the point where I had to let out a decent amount of air just to kind of get the front end fill back. I know it's time to change it, but in this case, that was the quickest solution to kind of give me that front end fill back. But of course, this came with the sacrifice of a slower tip in and just general feeling while cornering. Another important factor is your overall knowledge of a road. The riders that I'm trying to kind of use as a reference or pace in front, they've been riding on this road for many years, so they're quite comfortable with the various turns. They know where things are heading. You also notice that there's a lot of cracks and kind of patchwork throughout on this road, so it's very unsettling, especially on a road like this that I just generally have no knowledge of, and especially no confidence. So with that being said, the easiest thing to do if you're not comfortable, regardless of your abilities, is just to slow down. You'll see time and time again where a lot of people just kind of continue to try to match a pace, or ego gets involved, or they don't want to look bad or embarrassed, but those can have really deadly consequences. So for me, the easiest thing is to just reduce my speed, kind of, if I can look ahead and use the other rider as a reference, I will do so. But ultimately, if I just lose sight and I'm not comfortable, it's easiest just to slow down. There's no reward for any of these rides or any payment or anything like that. The goal is just to make it home at the end of the day. So I think that's a really important thing to keep in mind. The last important thing that I thought I should mention is suspension setup. So immediately upon entering this road, I realized that this is just a terrible road for a stiffer suspension setup, which is what I'm running. It's very uncomfortable. There's very big, kind of patches in the road and overall hard hits that really just make it actually scary. This was probably the most scared I had been on a road, just because I wasn't sure, and the lack of kind of grip on the edge of the tires just led to a really unsettling feeling. So suspension setup is very important to know. Again, I'm aware that I'm running a stiffer suspension setup versus the bike up front, which is actually a Ducati Multistrada B4S. It's more suited for this road and is a lot more capable, and it really shows, in addition to the rider, of course, but it really just allows you to just focus more so on the road itself and responding to what comes up, rather than kind of hanging on for dear life, which is what you end up doing with a little bit stiffer suspension setup like this. Again, this is not a sport by road by any means. This is more so a dual sport or naked bike or adventure touring, mainly aimed at adventure sport. But I just feel that all of this is kind of important to mention in addition to everything else, because it's one of those things that can be quickly forgotten when you're just caught up in having fun and enjoying the road. But you do have to remember your bike capabilities, your suspension setup, your tire selection, and your overall skill set. Knowing all these things, I feel, is really important, and they ensure that you have a safe ride and make it home in one piece at the end of the day. So anyway, that's all I have to say. I hope this video was enjoyable or provided some type of insight. As always, I really appreciate your growing support, and thanks again for stopping by and riding along. Stay safe out there.